Ooh, I'm alive. So, MASH, Korean War, Civil War reenactment hat. 2 different wars. See that there? See all that shit right there? Those are called bedbug bites. It's one thing I hate about Utah. Big time. Never had this problem before Utah. That's what happens when you go and visit somebody's house who isn't clean. That aside. All right. So I'm going to share something with you tonight. And I want to put it down for posterity. And I shared it with my friend, my married friend, Allie. And she was like, you gotta be kidding. I'm like, I wish I was. So I might have told you guys that last week, I had a dental procedure done, and I met this hygienist that works at the dentist office where I had my tooth taken care of, right? And her name is unimportant, so we're not going to use names. But we talked a little bit after the procedure, and she wanted to know if I did any social medias. And I said, well, yeah. And she goes, well, I Instagram. I don't Facebook. Would you add me to your Instagram? I'd like to stay in touch with you. Yeah. And I made a video about it, and I was kind of happy. I mean, she's a brunette, maybe 5'2", really pretty, from what I can see under the mask, right? But no, I saw some pictures of her, and she's a very beautiful woman, and, lived in Washington State for a number of years, but sounds like maybe half and half her life in Utah, half in Washington. We had that in common, that I moved over from Washington, right? Well, anyways, you sit still. I'm going to get my coffee. You're going to love this because I'm going to read you something. Kids, I'm coming home. I'm back. Come on now. Now, some people, cheers, skull, salute. Some people would be pouring a drink. Most would, not me. I'm drinking coffee. So anyways, we've been kind of Instagramming, texting back and forth over the last few days, and just idle chat. She's going through a move, and she's got her youngest child, I think of 4. Turns out she had 4 children. 2 are adults, and there's like an adult stepchild. I don't know, but 13-year-old daughter. Whatever. Anywho, so, I gave her my number off the bat within the first day of texting, and she didn't respond in kind and give me, her number, because I like to talk too, not just, how's it go again? Once is enough, right? So I want to read some to you, because I did screenshots. So, this is from tonight. We were talking about our day and everything, and I said, me. I hope we can graduate one day soon to phone numbers, ? My fingers can get tired. Smile wink icon. Her. Oh yeah, I tried warning you. If you want to opt out now, I understand. I try to have rules when it comes to dating. Our church has a kind of outline or guidelines. I don't give my number to anyone till we hang out more than 3 times. It's just a good safeguard. What is your denomination, may I ask? And she goes, I don't do dinner for a while, so breakfast, coffee, activities, or lunch, dinner is a bit romantic. She said Christian, Foursquare. Now, does that mean Christian times 4, or is there a thing called Foursquare Christian? I don't know. But it gets better, kids. Hold on. She goes, I'm a Jesus fan, and most people get bored quickly. So I said, I don't subscribe to any organized faith. I believe that all religions bring a part to the celestial puzzle. I'm more of a spiritualist. And let me figure this out. Okay. She goes, and then I said, wait a minute, something seems to be missing here. Hold on, bear with me. And then she must have said something, because I said, well, if you set the bar too high, then it may be out of reach for anyone, as it were. She goes, that's cool. I'm extremely faithful to Jesus, and I always will be. He is my first love and number one in my heart. Maybe, but I'm okay with that. Like I said, I'm relentlessly faithful. I trust the Lord in my dating life. I said, okay, works for me. Maybe too crowded for a new love interest. I wish you all the very best in your quest for eternal bliss. And then she says, if Jesus wants me to have a husband or boyfriend, he will send me one. If it isn't from the Lord, I don't want it. I thought there was more. Well, I think you get the gist either way. Woo! Okay. So, this is coming from the same person that I told the other day that I'm still very, very good friends and hope to always be with my ex-wife, right? Let's go into the family room for our coffee. So, yeah. Well, that kind of put the kibosh on it, you know. I mean, she said that she thought it was a bit stifling to any new love interest, wouldn't you think, with me having such a good rapport with my ex-wife. And I said, no. I said, really, it's, I think, a true blessing, because most people don't have the marriages I had or the separation and divorces and rapports I have post-marriage. You know, there's no alimonies and palimonies and abusive situations. And, oh, who's on the phone? Oh, it's that, your ex-wife, that bitch again. Oh, no, none of that business at all. So here she's telling me she thinks it would put off a new love interest because I have a good rapport with my ex-wife. This was from another day's conversations. But now, you know, there wouldn't be any room for me on the bed with her because, you know, Jesus has taken up 2/3 of it. In her mind, literally. Now, I understand you love thy father, but it sounds like she wants to have fucking children with the guy. You know? And it's like a friend of mine once said, man, there's no nut like a religious nut, you know? And like I say, kids, all right? All in moderation, okay? If you can't moderate, you have to make a decision. Whether you're going to go full bore and just become totally consumed by whatever it is, or you're just going to have to, you know, drop it off in the mail and let it go, like my drinking, right? You got to stay liquid. You got to stay diversified. But this person obviously has had a troubled life. I mean, apparently that's obvious, and has just taken to this Christianity stuff, Foursquare. I don't know what the hell that means, and I don't really care. But it sounds like she's a way more than your average believer, you know, in Christ and the church and all that. She's taken it to a whole nother level. But I wanted to share that with you guys because, you know, this is just another prime example of why I'm single and why I struggle to meet a new suitable counterpart, you know, that could be good for me. This kind of behavior is just, you know, like I said, everything now is becoming very clear to me, you know, because I see things in real time and for what they are. And if it's not political, it's religion, one or the other. And, you know, I'll close it with this real quick because the video's getting a little bit long. You know, back in the day when I drank, again, you know, if you started talking about one of two topics, the bartender, a good bartender, would intercede and say, hey, look, we don't do that here. And there might even be a posting on the wall. We do not talk politics, and we don't talk religion. Those are two no-nos in the bars. Okay? And there's a reason for that. Because 9 times out of 10, it's going to get heated. And it's going to get personal. And if it gets heated or personal, then things can get physical and altercations, and it's just no good. So my thinking is, if just your run-of-the-mill local watering hole is telling you, hey, 2 things we don't talk about here. 1, politics. 2, religion. Save that for another time. Save that, for the phone or texting when you guys or gals aren't here. Okay? Well, that is exactly where we've slid into things. And I think that's where the powers that be are enjoying that, The 2 taboos, man, those are things that you really keep to yourself. Once upon a time you voted, you didn't tell anybody who you voted for. You might not even tell your spouse. Now we tell everybody everything. All right? And that can really come back to haunt you, to bite you, right? I mean, sharing is caring, yeah, but then there's TMI, too much information. I'm telling you guys, listen to what I'm saying. I'm one of the most logical people you'll ever meet, when I choose to be, right? But sometimes I have to go a little mad and crack jokes and do shit, because otherwise I just put a gun in my mouth. And this world's a toilet, man. The only thing that hasn't happened yet is someone's hit the flush button. But I just thought I'd share, So I just peacefully just deleted her, And I wish her the best. But just another cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, man. Like I said, remember, kids, all in moderation. Don't put all your proverbial eggs in one proverbial basket. Stay liquid, stay diversified, stay, objective, and stay with some monicum of an open mind. Because if you throw it all into one, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get disappointed at some point. And, I think there was a picture that I didn't take. It said something, that's right. She said something about, many have, bowed out before, and have gotten bored with me quickly or gave up. And I think that's where I came in with that line. Well, maybe if you set the bar too high, So to me, it looks like she's just one of these just religious nuts that, maybe was loose in her morals and whatnot once upon a time and made some bad mistakes and everything else, and then just decided to go the far end of the other pendulum and now is not willing to let any guy into her heart or her life. Right? And it is what it is. It is what it is. And I think it's, very, very disappointing that that's how people have to be. But a lot of us, live on the extreme. And that's how I did with drinking, And then I realized, well, I'm going to go to the other extreme and just stop, because I couldn't moderate it. I couldn't have a couple, 2, 3, 4 most, have dinner or whatever, and just call it quits or go to bed. No. So I had to do what was best for me. Was that best for me? That's a no-brainer. And that's why I'm 6.5 years talking to you sober. I was never a coffee guy much until I quit drinking. But the last time I checked, we don't have any DUI coffee checkpoints. So I'll stay with this Jesus, okay? Be good to each other. Be good to yourselves. And, just know, if life throws you a bunch of weird shit, just remember me and my stories, Scott, why do you always have some fucking hilarious or whacked out story to tell us? Because I'm a magnet for the insanity. Okay? And I guess onwards and upwards, and maybe one day I will meet somebody, maybe I won't, but I'm certainly not going to settle for what isn't best for me, and I'm a good man. I'm a very good man. And some of you know that. And I'm not going to settle for just whatever, and if it's just something that isn't going to be healthy or make any sense, then I just have to do the prudent thing and just cut bait. And I give you guys the same encouragement and recommendation. Peace out, and I love you as always, okay? Night.